For years, I made one mistake that kept me from drawing consistently. Every time I opened my sketchbook, I felt like I had to be perfect and create something worthy of hanging on a wall. And that pressure to always draw my best, it stopped me from being consistent. But then a shift happens. I started to intuitively adopt this one simple sketchbook mindset with my pen and watercolors that changed everything for me. It was a mindset that led to a special type of sketchbook practice that helped me get better at ink and watercolor, and I am positive it will help you too. I stopped treating my sketchbook like a museum that had to be perfect, and I started treating it more like a playground. That one decision, it really did change the way I draw with ink and watercolor, and it kept me consistent. And today I'm going to show you, with full transparency, the simple pen and watercolor mindset that helped me go from sketching once a month, every now and then, to sketching several times a day and ultimately becoming a full-time artist. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I'm Aaron, and this channel is all about helping aspiring artists grow in confidence with pen and ink and watercolor. Today, it's not about creating masterpieces. It's about giving yourself permission to play and learn about pen and watercolor. And as you watch me sketch some of these fun, playful characters with ink, I want you to notice something. I'm not chasing perfection. Instead, I'm exploring ideas. Some of these sketches, they're going to turn out okay, and some they don't. But that's okay. It's perfectly fine. I want you to know that every artist has pages that don't work, but those pages, they're not wasted. I need you to understand that they're part of the learning process that you must go through to get better with your ink and watercolor. Oh, and in case you're wondering, for these drawings, I'm using my trusted Faber-Castell Pitt Artist pens, my Light Wish 100% cotton sketchbook. It has 300% GSM paper and holds watercolor and lots of water very well. I'm also using, for these older sketches, Strathmore Mixed Media Sketchbook paper. It's very smooth and it's 190 GSM paper. It actually holds water fairly well, as you'll see in some of these sketches. And for my preferred pens, I will specifically be using the 0.3 pen and the brush pen in this set of 4 that I have of these Faber-Castell pens. These pens, they really do draw beautifully, and the best part is they are 100% waterproof when dry. I really do find myself coming back to these more and more because they're just reliable, they're waterproof, they feel good in my hands, and you can't go wrong with them. Oh, and all the supplies that I'm using in this video, they can be found in my art store linked in the description and on my homepage. I'm not sponsored by any of these brands. They just work well. I use them and I share with you what works. All right, so now let's look at some of these ink sketches. These are quick, loose, fun, and definitely not perfect. One thing you need to understand is that you need to play with your pens often, and this might result in some quirky sketches. Some sketches look good with the ultra fine technical pen, but others may need bolder lines to really help them come alive. I'll often use heavier lines in the foreground or just around the main character to create a stronger contrast and direct the viewer's eye. Your sketchbook is the perfect place to see what happens when you mix bold outlines with delicate hatching or combine expressive brush lines with softer watercolor brushes. Every page teaches you something. The biggest change in my artistic life wasn't learning a new pen technique. It wasn't buying better watercolor paints or better pens or brushes. It was changing my mindset and realizing that my sketchbook didn't have to impress anyone. It only needed to help me grow and get better at what I love to do. And once you've removed that pressure from yourself, the pressure to become perfect, you're going to start sketching everywhere. You're going to start sketching at coffee shops, waiting rooms, at home, several times a day. And that consistency is going to teach you far more than if you try to produce one perfect drawing every week or every month like I used to. There will be times where you'll get the urge and you want to use watercolors, but you're too afraid to ruin your ink drawings that you spend hours drawing. So instead, shift your mindset to give yourself permission to start with quick doodles and quick sketches. Remember, nothing fancy. Find references of childhood characters you grew up with and just let loose. Experiment with some expressive poses. Okay, now here's where I really encourage you to experiment. Instead of making a brand new drawing specifically for watercolor, go back through your old sketchbook, flip through it, and find some old ink sketches. And I want you to add in some watercolor to those ink drawings that you find. There's literally no better way to practice getting better at painting people or objects than actually painting people and objects, rather than just doing swatches all day. Remember, these aren't finished illustrations, okay? So you're going to have mistakes like you can see in my sketches. It's okay. That will help you learn and explore shapes, expressions, and movement. And when you start thinking this way, you're going to begin filling entire pages with little sketches. Pick sketches that you may not even care for as much, and that's going to give you permission. It's going to trick your brain into experimenting more with watercolors, different techniques, and ultimately you're going to be playing around with those supplies a lot more. All right, so now let's take a look at this quick sketch. I decided to go back to my 100% cotton sketchbook by Lightwish because it handles cotton far better than any other type of paper. And when you're about to add watercolor, you may be wondering, where do you place watercolor first? Honestly, you should just keep it very simple. I suggest that you look at your reference and ask yourself these two very important questions. Where is the light source coming from? And where are the darkest values on the subject? In this ink drawing I did of a strong man, the light source is from the left side, and it's called the 50-50 light source, or 50-50 lighting. This means that half of the body is in light and the other half is in shadow. I always start with a very light wash with plenty of water, and I lay in those first transparent colors. Again, you're going to want to be able to see every ink mark. It's a very light, transparent wash. After that, I let everything dry completely before coming in with more layers. This is important because it prevents your watercolor from becoming muddy. So don't rush it. Once it's dry, I compare my sketch to the reference again and make sure you are always thinking, where do I need to add darker values? Where do I need richer color? Then add in the layers to those areas that need those darker values or richer colors. This process will help you develop the form of your subjects. Now I want to give you some bonus things to think about when you're practicing that are going to really help you improve. All right, so number one, you got to remember to keep your waterproof pen and a small watercolor kit or palette near you. Keep it readily accessible so you have them and they're easily accessed whenever you get that urge to create an ink and watercolor drawing. Number two, you're going to want to draw subjects you generally enjoy. If you love cartoons, then draw cartoons. If you love people, then sketch people. Interests keep you coming back. Number three, build watercolor slowly with transparent layers instead of trying to get the perfect value in one pass. And with that, you got to remember to let each layer dry before adding the next one. This is crucial in keeping your colors nice and vibrant. Number five, experiment with different pen sizes and line weights. You'll never know what you like and what works if you always keep using the exact same pens. And number six, don't be afraid to paint over old sketches. This is what I talked about earlier. This helps you get over that hump of never sketching and watercoloring because you have to find a new sketch, a new reference, and by the time you're done, you may not have enough time to watercolor. Use your old sketches. It gives you permission to experiment. If I could leave you with one thought today, it would be this: your sketchbook isn't a test, it's your playground. It's where you try new ideas, make mistakes, discover happy accidents, and slowly become the artist that God created you to be. The Bible says in Ecclesiastes 9:10, "Whatever your hands find to do it with all your might." I love this verse because it reminds me to be faithful in what's right in front of me. Today, that might simply be to fill up one sketchbook page of doodles or watercolor washes and to just experiment. So here's your challenge for this week: take one of your old ink sketches from a sketchbook that you have, and I want you to give it new life with watercolor. Work in light, transparent layers, and remember, let each layer dry. Compare it to your reference, then add the next layer only when needed. And most importantly, I want you to have fun. And if this video encouraged you, I'd love for you to subscribe and join me for the next video of my series, Bringing Your Ink Drawings to Life. Until next time, keep drawing, keep creating, and remember to enjoy the process. Never stop developing the creative gifts that God has given you. God bless, and I'll see you on the next one.